So, hello, welcome back to another episode of Web3 Insights, where we delve into the innovative and ever evolving world of Web3 with industry's brightest minds. I'm your host, Aaron Hayhurst, and today we have a special episode featuring two leading voices from Klink Finance, a company that's rapidly gaining attention for its pioneering approach to the decentralized finance space. Joining me today is Philip Jonitz, the co-founder of Klink Finance, and Gasper Stee, who is the head of marketing. Hope I pronounced both of the names correctly. In this episode, we're going to be discussing how Klink Finance are navigating the current financial landscape, their strategies for building trust and community in Web3, and what the future holds for their company. Whether you're an industry veteran or just starting to explore the world of Web3, this episode is going to be packed of insights that you won't want to miss. So let's dive right in. Philip and Gaspar, thank you so much both for joining.
Thanks a lot for having us today.
No, you're welcome. So just to start, Philip, it would be great if you could give a brief introduction into Klink Finance, who you guys are, what you guys do, to for the purpose of the audience.
Very happy to do so. So, with Klink Finance, we are building a crypto wealth creation platform where anyone globally can start earning crypto starting from $0 of personal investment. So, with Klink, we basically build two main products. One is a multi-chain wallet where you can buy crypto, you can hold it, you can earn on your crypto. And we combined that with a partnership-driven offer wall. So as a user, you can engage with games, projects, understand the newest trends in the industry, and earn rewards for your actions. So we really make it as easy as possible for new people joining the space to get rewarded for the actions and rewarded for learning about the space, because that's always a challenge for many people because the industry is moving so fast that it's always hard to keep up and it's hard to understand where to actually start. And many people also are still not decided if they want to commit their own funds into the space. They have invested maybe in other products, or they don't have savings enough to start investing into any financial field. So we took all of that away and started on Clink. You can basically get started with your crypto journey with $0. So you couldn't have less barriers to entry into the space.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's fantastic in itself, in terms of driving more people into this space, because that is a concern a lot of the time for people looking to get into it. So, Philip, to start with yourself, then, with the sort of recent volatility in both traditional and digital finance markets, how has Clink Finance positioned itself to remain competitive and innovative? And what sort of strategies have you implemented as well to ensure that the company's resilience in these sort of uncertain times?
So we started Clink a bit over 2 years ago. So we are not a very new project in the markets, and we have experienced market ups and downs, so both bull and bear cycles. And that's very important to understand that the market is always moving in this way. So you never have just a good phase or just a bad phase in the markets, and it's important to
For sure.
learn how to deal with those cycles. So for us, how we transitioned the company over time to also be very competitive in both bull markets and bear markets is to move a lot into the offer segment inside our application. Because if you in a bull cycle you experience a lot of capital flowing into the space. So a lot of new retail investors coming, a lot of existing investors having new capital to deploy to basically invest in new crypto tokens in the traditional markets, to buy more stocks, to buy more commodities. And then in bear cycles is basically the exact opposite way. So people are pulling out their funds, people are hesitant to do investments. And
Yeah.
we basically made our product market cycle proof in the sense that you can always earn rewards for your actions as well. So we have all that investment related services, but also in a market downturn where you as an investor are more looking for ways to earn money, to safeguard your funds, we have built this extensive affiliate partnership network with top
Nice.
brands, not just in the Web3 space, but also in the Web2 space, to give all the community members a way to earn funds. And we see that this is very much a global phenomenon. So
Yeah.
we see a lot of our user traffic also coming from Asia, coming from South America. So you have regions where the education of crypto is very high, so people know about it. People are not scared of entering the markets and see it as a very huge opportunity to build wealth outside of maybe even their day-to-day jobs, outside of the other investments that they're doing. So this is how we found very much a product market fit in converting users into becoming crypto holders, into building their wealth in crypto on a global scale.
Yeah, no, that's great. And Gaspar, given Philip's insights on Klink's finance strategy for resilience, how have these strategies then influenced your marketing approach? And what adjustments have you made within that to sort of maintain strong engagement, brand presence, especially, as the market sort of dynamic shifts?
Well, Philip already touched on the importance on adaptability, right? So definitely this is one of the critical components also of our marketing strategy. What makes it a bit easier on me and the team is that we are making other people's lives better. So we are bringing them extra income. It's not related only on investing, so there are no losses involved and stuff like this. So it's very, very nice product and very attractive one as well. So going back to adaptability, it's the world we live in right now. So back in the
Of
days, you
course.
had like TV, radio, and printed ads. Not that I would know, but according to TV series that I watched. And now every week there is something new, like TG mini apps popping up on a daily basis now in Web3 space, right? So you have every day you have something new and you need to jump on it. Otherwise, you miss the train and you miss majority of new users coming in. So in response to changing this, let's say, market dynamics, we have focused on our audience's needs and expectations from us. So if the industry trend is to do a mini app, then we do the mini app. So, and this is like really nice thing to have in startups where you can be agile as well. So you can jump on different things and execute it in the fast manner. Alongside, of course, being on to date with all the latest trends and the industry news that coming up. And then how to maintain. So one major thing we made is also prioritizing transparency, not just in our content, but also in our app. So people are always informed what we're offering, what they have, and how the processes behind our operations work. So we recognize that in Web3, users are looking for more than just like product offering. So it's not just like, oh, okay, because you always have competition, right? And then you need to offer them something else. You need to offer them more. So they want to understand how these products work and how, of course, they can benefit out of them. We're still on that basis, like everybody needs to benefit from what they're using. So either is social benefit, either is monetizable benefit. It's some kind of benefit that we're using
Yeah.
different apps and things. And what we also did, we increased our efforts in community engagement. That
Nice.
was through different formats like, I don't know, Q&A sessions, polls, games, and AMAs. So this really helped us build a bit more personal connection with our community, so we can also get some feedback from them, what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and what they would like to see from us in the future. So yeah, staying consistently present and active. That's the recipe for, let's say, strong engagement and also for our brand presence.
Yeah, for sure. I think, that's a key thing for any business within this space, right? Is that it's so community driven, and staying on top of that community and the
Yeah.
importance of that community can really shift and drive forward, any product within the space at the moment. And that can even be from, a recruitment perspective, building good communities within recruitment and good networks within community to drive your services through from from my perspective as a recruitment consultant, let alone whether it's within DeFi, metaverse, or anything else in that matter. Um, so I mean, building on from the discussion about market strategies and engagement, you obviously highlighted some key points there about the need to be agile, which is incredibly important within this space, as you said, so rightly said, Gasper. It is forever changing, and the maintenance side of it then. Philip, what's your vision for the future of Klink Finance, and specifically, how do you see the company evolving in terms of product innovation and expanding its footprint within the Web3 ecosystem?
Yeah, there's a few large topics to mention that we are actively working on. So first of all,
Okay.
how we want to establish Clink in the whole Web3 ecosystem is as the ideal partner for most of the businesses in the space. So we really want to build in a way that we can team up with almost any business in the Web3 ecosystem. Because if you
Sure.
look in any of the social media platforms, no other industry is this much about partnerships. So everyone is always announcing partnerships if they make sense, if they actually happen. We don't know, right? It's not always the case. So
Yeah.
sometimes you also just publish a partnership announcement just for the sake of clicks and attention. But the space really is about teaming up because you see all the doubtful comments from public media. When you speak to people who are not involved in crypto, you tell them that you're working in crypto, you directly get the looks, right? It's something that still has to adapt and where we need to build trust as a whole ecosystem. So definitely the partnership is one key, and therefore we over the last couple of months have focused heavily on building out the partnership driven functionalities of our platform. So we can now add more tokens to our platform. We can now list affiliate offers inside our offer wall. So basically we present offers of other businesses in the Web3 space to our users.
It's
We let
interesting.
them convert into becoming users of other platforms. So actual sharing of user base between partners, and then we share the affiliate rewards directly with the user. So this way you have a triangle of winning parties. So you have a partner who gets our audience, you get the user gets rewards paid out for the actions, and we in the end have a constant flow of new campaigns, of new offers, of new ways to earn for users as well. So in the end, the whole ecosystem is just growing, and we only kicked off the real actual discussions with this type of partnership proposal over the last couple of weeks, and the interest is too huge. So we are now struggling in onboarding all the interested parties because what you understand is that actual deeper user conversion is something that the industry still lacks, because you see a lot of top level activation, you see blown up Twitter numbers, you see botted groups, and in the end, what most people struggle with is deeper conversions into their products. So this is something that we are solving now with this types of B2B approach. And we have two other main things upcoming. One is we started as a custodial platform. So we have a registration as a virtual asset service provider. The regulation is ever shifting. There's a new regulation coming in Europe as well. So we are always working on that. But the future of the whole Web3 space is non-custodial. So that's why we are also right now making the shift from a custodial platform to a fully non-custodial platform, which is for us a very important milestone. It was always a discussion of when it's going to happen, not if it's going to happen. So for us, now that we have found this product market fit with this approach that we are establishing, this is a key thing for us to move into. And the last bit, probably most important bit for our users as well, is building a crypto wealth creation platform and building an earnings marketplace is something that we want to also democratize. So for this reason, we are also launching our own token, which is planned for later this year. So for
Interesting.
that, we have not only a massive airdrop plan to basically directly boost the earnings of all the participants and also of the
Nice.
OGs, of the ones that have been around for a bit longer and have used Clink already. So basically giving them rewards for their loyalty of using the application. We also are building out actually pro services, so more benefits inside the application for people who are also holding Clink tokens inside the Clink application. So this will have even more capabilities to earn, because that's the key focus for us. We want to be the best place for anyone to earn crypto rewards and make the most out of their time spent in the space.
No, fantastic. Any early thoughts on the potential dates for those release yet? I know you said later this year, but
Yeah, so we are aiming for November time, but we need to see how the markets are moving. So right now, a lot of signals are pointing towards a very good end of the year from macro news that we are seeing. Of course, US elections are also around that time, so we need to see how they will play out. Not opening up a political discussion here, but that there are definitely a few different signals that we are closely
for sure.
monitoring. And also by just speaking to so many projects as we do on a daily basis, you really feel that a lot of the energy is right now coming back into the space. More capital will be deployed by the end of the year. So I'm personally extremely excited for the last couple of months of this year. It's odd to say in August, the last couple of months, but you know how fast a year can fly by. So yeah, I'm very bullish on the rest of the year, definitely.
No, absolutely. And it's really encouraging to hear that as well. Because in the space, as we all know, the last probably 18 months have been incredibly tough. And even as someone that's been in the space for a long period of time, I've been recruiting in Web3 now for 5 years, and coming to the start of this year, you do have those doubts in your head. And I'm like, how is this market going to pan out because of this and that? And, it's been incredibly encouraging over the last couple of months, even from my side and, the various different clients I work with and people I speak to in the space. It seems like it's back on that upward trajectory now, which
Definitely.
is encouraging. And you're right. I think, the end of this year is critical, and naturally things like the US presidency will have a part to sort of play in that as well, of course, which I think it's having that impact on it at the moment, where it's almost like work like this and then it's waiting to go like that once that's sort of out of the way. So no, fantastic. And Gaspar, as Klink Finance obviously looks, towards the future innovation and expansion, how do you plan to sort of build and maintain trust with the users and the broader Web3 community? And are there any specific marketing initiatives or community building efforts that you're particularly excited about?
Yeah. I'll just have everyone wear black t-shirts like we are.
Mine's actually a dark
No,
green, to be fair, but it looks black.
no, just kidding.
You got the
Yes,
memo.
so like Philip mentioned, we trust in everything that we do at Klink Finance as a product, but on the marketing side, you need to test things, right? Because you don't know what will work, what will not work. So you test things, we test different things, and then we pick up the winners. And then to build and maintain the trust, what you mentioned, and what Philip already said, are trustworthy partnerships. Forming trustworthy partnership means a lot in Web3, to build and then to give trust to communities. Like if we look in the past, all the best projects were built on partnerships, and then let's say combining and merging communities together and then getting support from massive amounts of people. So it's like a mass adoption of different products in Web3. So this is definitely the biggest thing. And right now we are actively working on those partnerships. So many more to come in the following weeks, months on the Klink Finance side. What we're also doing is expanding our community building efforts. So apart from just regular marketing stuff, and the new TG mini app that I just mentioned that we also launched, is testing localized events and workshops. So also we are trying not trying, we are translating our app into local languages because we understand that Web3 is global, of course, but in different regions there are unique needs and perspectives from other people. So, and language
Absolutely.
is also yeah, it's a barrier that is there. For instance, in Europe, there's like, I don't know, more than 30 different languages in such a small area. So going across the borders outside of Europe to the global stage, I know Asia, you have so many languages, so many local communities, and then there is schooling system that does not learn people to speak English. So if you want to get in those communities, and with the app that we have and trying to help people to climb their social ranks to earn additional buck on the site, it's really important step for us to localize those things. And then lastly, what Philip already mentioned, we are launching token. So we are also working on our airdrop, including the ambassador program that will, let's say, empower the community
Exciting.
to advocate for us, so for Klink Finance within their own network. So they will be our extended voice. So this will help us build a strong decentralized community around Klink Finance, just giving out the voice to community and rewarding them for that, and that will also strengthen our trustworthiness in between the community.
Nice. Well, it sounds like there's a lot going on, and a lot
Yeah.
for people to watch out for, which is brilliant. I was grinning to myself as you were talking there, because I was thinking if Philip just shaved his head, we'd all then definitely be in sync.
Yeah, next time I'll do it.
Next time, yeah, for sure. No, well, I mean, it's great to hear all of this exciting stuff that's going on for you guys, and you know, the only thing I can say is obviously watch this space for the next few months for sure, because it sounds like that there's a lot going on. There's an interesting sort of subject that I've been discussing actually with quite a lot of different people at the moment. I wrote an article last week, I believe, or maybe it was published this week, about the transition from Web2 to the Web3 industry, and that brought up a couple of interesting talking points on that post I did on LinkedIn, particularly because there's probably you get a lot of businesses that obviously ask for previous experience, especially from a tech side, which I can understand is a lot more understandable, because they need to understand the infrastructure, the systems, maybe in a bit more detail. So if you're making that transition from Web 2, it's advisable to maybe have done some projects or, open source stuff on GitHub. And then someone commented about, from the marketing perspective, where probably maybe a little bit less important because the skills are a lot more transferable. I'm keen to understand what Philip, firstly, your thoughts are on that, and any sort of insights that you could give in terms of what you look out for, because it is something, as a recruiter, I'm a bit of an advocate about at the minute. I'm all about this space and the growth of this space, and I think what we need to do as an industry is work out in a reasonable way of how we can drive more talented people into Web3, and how we can make that transition quite seamless and easy for people. What sort of advice would you give, or what do you typically tend to look for when hiring?
Yeah, it's a definitely a good question. We are now a team of 16 people, and out of the 16, around half have deep crypto experience and the others don't yet. So I always look for a general interest in the space, but then depending on the role, it also changes how much actual knowledge is needed and how much background in the space is needed. So if you're a developer who is fully focused on building smart contracts, then yes, definitely you should have a lot of experience. But if you are a very skilled front-end developer for a mobile application, then you probably don't need that much industry knowledge. You need maybe a good sparings partner, a very good product manager who
Yeah,
exactly writes out what the necessities for the specific implementation are, and then also a Web2 engineer can perfectly do the implementation of that as well. So from a marketing side, I guess Gasper will jump on it, but other roles where you're looking for, if you're looking for example, a sales manager, you can be a very talented sales manager in Web2 and you know how to convince people, how to build relationships, then you don't need as much experience as an engineer building smart contracts. So you can also very easily transition from Web2 into Web3. What I always look for is genuine interest in the space, because you have to deal with it. You have to learn it every day. You have to breathe
Yeah.
it, because it's moving so fast. And if you don't stay updated about the newest trends, about the newest developments, then you also directly realize it when speaking to someone who is not interested in crypto. Then you understand, okay, this person's just actually doing their job, not anything more, not anything less. And that's why I always check for this interest, and if they also have dipped their toes into the water. So if they have a wallet, if they maybe bought some coins, if they have burned their fingers in the space, which everyone does at some point. So these are all things I look out for, but I'm very open to bringing more Web2 people into the Web3 space, because our product is established exactly at that point, right? We are also
Yeah.
for newcomers in the space. So that's why I have the same mentality towards hiring than we have towards customer acquisition.
Yeah, no, I think you raised a good point there actually about passion, because I think that's key. And this is what I try to get across to, my network and community of people. And I think if you want to get into this space, it has to be for the right reasons. You have to be passionate about that's the Web3 industry. You have to be passionate about the growth of this technology and what it can bring and what it can do for the future. You know, having those right reasons are very important. And something when I interview candidates, absolutely what I look for is that passion. The reasons have to be right, because I've seen it before in the past where, I've spoken to someone and there's that Web3 tax, if you like, on salaries. It's like, oh, well, if I go into the Web3 industry, I'll get paid more than other industries, which, 5 years ago when I first entered the space, the Web3 tax was massive. Like, it was the genuine case. I mean, the market has stabilized a hell of a lot more now than what it was then. But that can be the case, and yeah, like you said, passion is so important. Having that genuine interest, maybe having dabbled in a bit of crypto trading, or got your own wallet, or bought an NFT, or whatever it may be, to showcase that as well. Gasper, just from your side on that as well, I'd be keen to see what your thoughts are from a marketing perspective, if there's any.
Yeah. So Philip is a great guy and great believer, and he's the one that is building bridge between Web 2 and Web 3. But I think there is still quite a gap in between both of the spaces. Not just from, let's say, knowledge perspective, and like Philip said, good good salesman in Web 2 can make it in Web 3. Also for developers, and also on the marketing side. If you're good in Web2 marketing, you can go into Web3 space, no problem, as long as you have some passion. But there is still quite a gap in between. What what are the mechanics? How is the communication going? All this stuff. Like for instance, I would say, I don't know, a few years ago, when I was working at other crypto company, um, it was a time and place where I didn't look at the email. Like my email box was just to have email and register accounts on different platforms. And there was like probably 100 emails from, I don't know, partners and I don't know who else, but it was general kind of ruling company. Everything is in TG, WhatsApp, and that's where we communicate with everyone and where the deals are done. So we really didn't use email. And then for someone on the Web2 side, let's say, coming into this space, there are definitely quite a lot of challenges. And it's not just going from Web2 to Web3, but I think there is also now an issue becoming people going from Web3 back to Web2 jobs. They have quite a hustle with just like basic communication and getting to open the door, to step in the to put the foot in the door and get through the hiring process, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
But also I think most of us that are in crypto, let's say for last 8 years, yeah, nobody's looking to leave this space because it's thrilling, it's exciting. New things are coming up, new things are developed also from the app standpoint of view, also from the social standpoint of view. So, for instance, in Web2, everybody's on Instagram sharing what they have done, what they have eaten for lunch, and then when we are discussing, it's like which token made really bad, which went up. Then some NFT if they're really trending, and then I don't know, BRC20 runes NFTs that came up just last year, and like things like that. And there is also a bit of difference here and then also when you go out for a drink and talk to each other. So I definitely agree with both of you that the passion is the most important stuff. So if somebody wants to get into Web3 and he's passionate about it and he wants to discover the space and he's prepared to invest few hours to educate himself, to, I don't know, open a wallet, to purchase, to swap some tokens, to I don't know, buy NFT or do some other stuff, participate in airdrop, even though then in the end, he will, like Philip said, he will burn his toes in it. We already did it many times. Then you get the feel of the space, how it is, and then you're not like hitting your head, oh my gosh, I lost this, I lost that. You know how it is. You go in with certain risk awareness, and yeah, it is how it is. And I think it's
For
the
sure.
same thing with the recruiting and hiring people from Web 2 to Web 3. So there needs to be this risk awareness from both sides, and then yeah, you hope for the best best thing in the end.
No, for sure. Yeah, I think just on that point as well, you mentioned there about seeing a lot of people from Web3 go back to Web2. I think there's two reasons behind that. Firstly, the lack of jobs over the last 18 months with, the a bit of a downturn in the market and how quiet the market was. There was a lot of people that I've definitely spoken to that were like, I had to just get something. I had to just sort of get a job because there was nothing else about. And that, I'm speaking to now that want to come straight back into it now that the market's starting to pick back up. And then there's the second reason, which is just probably people that, because of that period, it's thrown them off and they're just like, do I trust this space? Do I not?
Security,
But
right?
exactly, that's it. And yeah, there's multiple reasons behind it, but I think the key takeaway from there is the passion side of it and showing passion to get into this space. So it's a really good point for you guys to reiterate. So cool. That concludes our deep dive into Klink Finance then with Philip and Gaspar. Thank you guys so much for coming on. It's clear from the discussion today, Klink Finance is not only obviously navigating the challenges of today's financial market with resilience and innovation, but also committed to building a strong, trustworthy community in the Web3 space, which is great. So thank you both for coming on, sharing the valuable insights and giving us a glimpse into the exciting future of Klink Finance. Watch this space definitely over the next 4 months. If you found this episode informative and engaging, don't forget to subscribe to Web3 Insights, the podcast series on YouTube and now on Spotify. Give us a follow on LinkedIn and stay tuned for more conversations with leaders shaping the future of decentralized finance. So until next time, keep exploring the world of Web3. Remember that innovation is just around the corner. Philip, Gaspar, thank you so much.
Thank you
Thanks.
for having us.